Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are talking about if festival season is coming back to the United States and if Ubbi Dubbi is leading the charge. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Aid. For those that don't know me, I'm a music festival content creator based in Austin, Texas. And I really wanted to talk about what's going on with Ubbi Dubbi today because it is very crazy that a festival might happen April 24th through the 25th here in Texas. Recently, the governor of Texas announced that they will be lifting the mask mandate and that capacity is now at 100%. That is starting on March 10th. So that really put this festival in an interesting position. And I was really interested to see how Disco Donnie was going to talk about this and announce everything. And so basically at the end of the day, Disco Donnie is going for it. Ubbi Dubbi is going to happen. I think it still has a very strong chance of happening. Cases are down, vaccinations are up, and everything like that. And it is March 6th when I'm filming it. So we still have about a little under 2 months until this event happens. So that kind of puts it in a really good position to happen. But it also leaves the future of festivals in the hands of the festival goers. So I want to dig a little bit more into that. But just to get all that information out there, Disco Donnie is moving forward with this event. He did release a statement that I will read off now. So he said, and Ubbi Dubbi said, not him necessarily, but spring is a time of rebirth. Ubbi and Dubbi are so ready for that. Disco Donnie Presents always strives to create a safe and amazing space for our friends, new and old, to rave together ever since the earliest days of dance music, and we are working to do the same now. With COVID cases dropping and more people getting vaccines, we believe that with your help, we will be able to move forward with the Ubbi Dubbi Music Festival. We are partnering with Clear, experts in reducing COVID risks, the local government, and health community, and we will partner with you. Together with Grins and Mask Up, we are working tirelessly to create an amazing and safe space for us all to rave together. Our success as one of the first festivals in the world to return safely depends on your help and compliance with new guidelines. We will update you again as soon as we can with details on our new health pass and any lineup additions or adjustments. So mask up, hands in the air, let's do this. Ubbi and Dubbi. And so that got announced on about 3 days ago after the governor had announced what was going on with Texas. And so I'm very interested to see when those new details come out. I know a lot of people have questions about the lineup. I'm just getting all that information out there. I did see that Disco Donnie had tweeted that you don't need to be vaccinated, but there might be an express lane for those that are vaccinated. And if you are not vaccinated, there will probably be some type of verification system to ensure that you've been tested and things like that. And so that brings up some questions of like, how do you reduce risk and everything like that I will definitely get into as more information kind of comes out about what to do to prepare for this festival. Just to put it bluntly with you guys, I will be providing tips on how to attend this festival because that is what my platform is about. If a festival is going to be happening right here in Texas where I'm local to, I'm going to do my best to ensure that everyone has the information that they need and to set a standard and a role model and everything like that to people that are going to be attending this festival. I will talk about if I'm attending or not at the end of this video. So that is basically the initial thing. I will also call out on Disco Donnie Presents website, they do have a COVID liability statement. This is at the bottom footer of the Ubbi Dubbi website, so if you want to go read it for yourself, you can do it there, or I will link it down there. I took a look at that liability statement, and it did basically say, if you purchase a ticket to a Disco Donnie event, you are completely responsible for your health and safety and everything like that. They're providing the space for you, but it's really up to you to make sure that you're good to go. It also says that if you are not feeling well, to not attend the event. They are providing the space, but really it's going to be up to a lot of us to make sure we're good. If you are not feeling well, do not go to Ubbi Dubbi. If you are not feeling well, do not be going out to shows. Same thing if it was COVID or not. Like that really is going to become the standard. If you're not feeling well, do not come to these events. So that is also something interesting to call out. And I had found that before they made their announcement. So it'll be interesting to see what other new information we get. I will keep you guys updated. This video is going to be like a part 1 to everything. And then there will definitely be a part 2 once they release more info. I've been getting questions about the artists and the lineup. Personally, I think this can go 2 ways. One way, artists need money. They need to be playing. So there's going to be artists that are going to take the risk. But I also think that's up to Disco Donnie Presents to ensure that there is a safe environment for artists to play. So that'll be interesting to see which artists kind of stick around and which ones don't. The second route, artists are going to pull out because they either don't feel safe or because of the backlash from people saying like, you shouldn't be playing these shows, you shouldn't be playing this festival, everything like that. I'm not really going to get into the opinions of everyone just because I just want to get the information out there of like how things are. But, you know, there is that backlash that people could give these artists for playing these events, but it has been over a year since a lot of them have played, so they might take that chance, but only if they feel safe. So I can't tell you guys who's on the lineup, who's not. They're probably checking with all the artists just to make sure, and this is still developing because this event is happening April 24th and the 25th. A lot can happen with COVID, you guys know, like things can happen so quick. So I think they're just waiting to make sure that they have the most final lineup ready to go. As for refunds, they are offering refunds. There is an email that I will drop right here that you can reach out to if you would like to get a refund, and you can request a refund. I think they're doing that up until the event. So if at any point you don't feel safe in going, you can definitely request a refund. I know they've been very transparent about that compared to other festivals that have given no refunds. Ultra. So if you are interested in getting a refund, you don't feel comfortable going, definitely do that. It is totally your choice whether you would like to go or not. And also if you are in situations where like you are close with family or people that could be immunocompromised, definitely think about getting a refund just so you can ensure safety of yourself and the people around you. Personally, I'm just trying to be optimistic. My personal opinions on this, EDC is about a month after Ubbi Dubbi, and it seems like Pasquale is doing everything he can to make EDC happen. I feel like a lot of people are not giving Disco Donnie that same energy and respect. I don't know what it is, maybe because it's Disco Donnie. He's always been out there, very loud, very opinionated. Also in Texas, and maybe people just don't jive with that compared to Pasquale, but they've been doing this for a very long time, and even though Pasquale and Insomniac is a lot bigger than Disco Donnie and Ubbi Dubbi, I would still expect him to be thinking about every single little thing, and I'm sure he has a whole team doing that as well. So I think they're going to provide as safe an environment as possible, and then it's really going to be up to us to rise up and make sure that we can ensure that other events like this happen. I don't know if you guys know, but there has been another festival to get pulled off during COVID, and that was Elements Music Festival. It's in Pennsylvania. They're slated to happen on Labor Day weekend. They're normally Memorial Day weekend. They're having another festival on Labor Day weekend, and they've been able to have a safe event. I don't know how many people attended, but I think there's going to be a podcast episode with Festival Insider coming out about it soon. There are definitely ways for events like this to happen, but it also is about the people attending to step up and do their part. So I will talk a little bit more about that, I think, in part 2. That is just kind of where I'm coming from. I'm trying to be optimistic about this, and this is exciting for something like this to happen, but we also need to make sure we're doing what we can to ensure that other future live events can come back. You know what I mean? If you are going to attend, like they said in the statement, it's really going to be about us committing to whatever rules and guidelines they put in place for our safety. If you don't feel safe by those guidelines, or if you feel like you're going to break those, then don't come. You know what I mean? If you want to wait until you don't have to wear a mask, until you don't have to worry about being tested or vaccinated or any of those things, then I would just wait. Keep holding off. If you are willing to commit to this and be a part of it and keep people safe, then you should be coming, you know, and really trying to minimize spread, minimize contact outside of the festival. This is outside of Dallas. It's in Ennis, Texas, which is a little bit outside of Dallas. I'm blanking on what the actual venue name is. If you are going to be traveling for this, you really need to make sure that you're minimizing as much contact as possible so that you can ensure that the people, you know, local to that area are safe and they're not getting affected by this after we leave the event. I've seen it happen with a lot of people that travel outside for drive-in events. They get tested, they stay within their hotel, and they get tested after, they quarantine after. So we really just need to be diligent about monitoring that kind of stuff, and I think we really can do it. Otherwise, logistically, if you are planning to attend Ubbi Dubbi, if you need more information on this, let me know. However, you have 3 options on where to stay. You can do an Airbnb. I've heard there's no Airbnbs close to the venue, so you might have to do something like stay in Dallas, drive down. I'm not too sure about the distance. I'm a little rusty here. But you have Airbnb. There are hotels in the area about 10 to 15 minutes away from the venue. And then there are camping options. I will say Texas weather is very finicky and very unpredicted, so camping Might not be the vibes, just calling that out there, but it might be easier because since it is outside of Dallas, it's going to be hard to get an Uber. I'm just saying that right now. It's always hard to get an Uber after Disco Donnie events for some reason. So that is definitely something to think about. And I wanted to call that out. You can also drive and park. I'm pretty sure they'll have some type of parking. You might have to pay like 10 or 20 bucks for the day. But that is definitely an option there. I just know from previous experience, Ubering might be very difficult. So that is something to think about. If you don't want to deal with that, maybe think about camping. But if you are not going to camp, maybe think about driving and parking if you have someone that's willing to be a DD. As for the big question mark and the questions that I've been getting, am I attending Ubbi Dubbi? And I will say, yes, I will be attending Ubbi Dubbi. I know it's not the most popular or favorable answer that maybe a lot of people won't be expecting. However, I've thought really long and hard about it. And if there's going to be a festival happening in Texas that is only a drive away from me, I should be there. If there is a festival that is trying to happen during a pandemic and during what we've been dealing with, I really should be there to document it, you know? Probably selfish of me, but if this is happening, I really want to make sure that I'm there to witness all of it. I really want to see how this works, doing masks, doing, you know, whatever their health pass is, doing all these procedures. Because if this goes well, and if it doesn't go well, we'll be able to have learnings from it so other events can happen. You know what I mean? And being a festival content creator, logistics, events, health and safety is like what I'm passionate about and helping others. I've really thought long and hard about it, but if I can provide insight and help to festival goers in this new wave of attending festivals, because COVID's not going away, you guys, like it really isn't. So we kind of just are having to adapt and learn from it. And if I can help others out, a lot of people got into EDM or got into festivals right before the pandemic happened, or they got into it during the pandemic. And if they're going to be one of the first ones going to the festival, like I don't know. Part of me just wants to help others be safe and try to do my best so that I can get as much info out there and try to set an example, try to be a role model to people on how to go to these events safely. I haven't talked a lot about it, but I have gone to a couple shows here in Texas. I went to I.O. at Cedar Street just to check it out. I also went to a drive-in last year just to check it out and kind of get a feel for what these events are like, so that I can help other people that have questions or are curious about these things. I went to one of the first drive-in events in Texas, I think one of the first drive-in events ever. And I was able to report back on that and give you guys more information. And so that is just what I'm doing. I'm using my platform to continue to help people. If you guys have more questions about that, let me know. But I'm local to Texas, so it's not that far of a drive. My boyfriend and I are going to do what we can to minimize risk. We both work from home. We both are able to quarantine. We're both able to get tested and everything like that. So depending on what the health pass and the requirements are, we will do that. I don't know if I'll be able to get vaccinated just because I don't have any, health risks. I'm 25, so I don't know if I'll be in that group to be able to get vaccinated. However, if it does get opened up, I would like to get vaccinated. I just don't want to take it away from someone that needs it. So that is kind of where I stand on that. But I've been good so far, knock on wood. And we've been doing our best. We haven't been going out. I went to a couple shows just to see what a show is like in a pandemic type setting, and those were like legit shows. They weren't like Renegades. They weren't underground things. Like they were legit shows, reduced capacity. You had to be at a table or you had to wear a mask, and that was it. That's all I've done. I've tried to be as safe as possible, and so that is what my plan is with Ubbi Dubbi. If you guys want to further discuss it or have any more questions, feel free to put it in the comments down below. If you start calling me names or start giving me hate, I won't accept that. That's not what my page is about. I know it's going to come because this is a choice that I'm making, but I'm ready for it. This is what I'm doing. And if you don't like that, then that's totally okay. But I'm really trying to come from a good place here. And I really just want to do the best that I can and want to help others so that we can get some normalcy. We can get live events back. We can get festivals back. And we're going to be the guinea pigs at Ubbi Dubbi. And I really want to just set an example so that we can have more events come back. So I'm really trying to come from a good place here, you guys. Like, I'm really nervous while saying all of this, but that is where I'm at. Like I said, this is still developing. There's still more information to be coming out. So I will be reporting back as more info is coming out. If you guys are interested in going to Ubbi Dubbi, I will link everything down below. And there will be more info coming. So hit that subscribe button and everything like that to stay updated. I also do have a code. You can use Vibe with Aid to save a little bit off your tickets if you are interested in going. Now that it's at 100% capacity, I don't know where that puts where tickets are at. I know payment plans just ended, so you might have to do a full payment on those tickets. But if you guys have any more questions on how to prepare for Ubbi Dubbi, things like that, let me know, and that will be in the part 2 once we get some more finalized info. So lots to cover. That was the big elephant in the room, is what is going on with Ubbi Dubbi and how I feel about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please be nice in the comments. Like I said, I'm coming from a good place. Let's have a healthy discussion about it. If you're gonna call me names, you're gonna call me stupid, anything like that, that won't be tolerated. That's not what my page is about. I'm really trying to just help as many people as possible and welcome this new age of going to music festivals. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.